You join me now with Bonne from Keen Coffee Roasters, based in the Netherlands. This is coffee number 2, DIVISADERO, which is an El Salvador honey process. Hi, Bonne.
Hi, I'm Bonne, and I'm co-founder of Keen Coffee. I've started this company together with Rob 5 years ago, and it's something that we've been working in coffee for a while, and I think a lot of people that started roasteries, they thought they could do it better themselves, so we just thought we'd give it a shot. But actually it was at the same time that we were doing a lot of competition. So we did Latte Art and the Barista Championships, and also Brewers Cup. And the Brewers Cup was the thing that we focused on, and we did some really cool stuff. So we won the Dutch Brewers Cup twice, which was really cool. And we went to the World Championships, and we've been in the finals, which was awesome, a very cool experience. And we got to know a lot of people. So that was a really nice start of the company. Actually, we named it Keen Coffee because we thought it was a cool word to describe, when you're eager to learn something or you like new stuff. And it's also a nice, I don't know if it's also alliteration in English, that has the same, so it's Keen Coffee, so it's the same letter at the start of a word. And the little sort of the cool thing but it's only for the people that know it, but back in the days when Rob and me, we grew up, we had like the first Commodore computers, and we played Commander Keen. So we thought that would be like a cool extra feature, a little joke. And maybe you recognize the little alien thingies. So you had like Commander Keen was like a little boy who was like fantasizing that he was going to some unknown planet, and he built his own rocket, and then he ended up at this planet with all these animals, and he had this pogo stick and trying to defeat all those monsters and stuff. So we played it a lot, so I thought it was a really cool thing to have like a little extra feature to the name.
The DIVISADERO, can you tell us about how you first discovered this coffee?
Well, actually it goes already for a few years back. We started working together with Mauricio. Actually, we visited him, I think 3 years ago. And it was the first origin trip that Rob and me did, visiting farms. And together with the coffee importer company, we visited the farm. And well, it's interesting because the DIVISADERO is like, it's a bigger name for like the whole company, and Mauricio has like different plots with different names. And what we saw, or of course cupped, or we tasted right away, was that for producing a lot of honeys and naturals, it was super clean, and so the quality was really really outstanding. And this coffee, I think it's the third time that we bought it, and it's Pacamara, which we think of the coffees that Mauricio produces is one of the things that he's really really good at. So yeah, we're really happy with the really clean natural style that he has. It's really a complex thing to do. Visit his farm. He has like one special place. It's like on the top of a small mountain ridge, and he said like he built the drying station over there because it has like a continuous breeze going there. So it was the perfect place for him to manage the drying. So I don't know. He's just very good at it. Maybe it's the spot that makes it possible to do this kind of drying. But I think that's the best part.
Wow, that's really interesting. So his farm or his processing plant is positioned in a place where the breeze naturally dries.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So he has one specific place for that, but he has like different plots, different farms. Some of them are more up in the hills and on the other side, but he brings all his coffees that he wants to do as a honey or a natural. He brings them to this spot, and it's called Via Galicia. And it's over there. The conditions are just perfect for the drying.
Have you visited many origins in South America? And if you have, what are your experiences?
When we visited DIVISADERO for the first time, we went to different countries. So we've been in Nicaragua and Guatemala and in Costa Rica. And we still have a very strong connection in Costa Rica because we buy from Esteban, who's making DL Diamante that we like very much, in it, which is used in the championships and we used in the Brewers Cup. And because of Esteban, we know a little bit how things work in Costa Rica. And if you compare that, it's a big difference with, for example, Nicaragua, and also El Salvador is also quite different. So in Costa Rica, they are pretty organized in how they work, and they have farmers and they just deliver whole cherries and everything's transported and going to a mill, and it's all centralized, and it's really quick and well organized. And if you have a look at for example, El Salvador or maybe Nicaragua, you'll see that usually you have a farmer which also does the processing itself. So it's really a different way, and every country sort of is trying to make like their own profile. So in Costa Rica in general, people buy a lot of washed coffees, and you've seen that there's pretty much something going on with the honeys, which started all over there. And I think in El Salvador, they found a really nice way to make naturals and honeys too. So I think that's something that they specialize in, if you could say it.
Well, great. So we'll go straight on to brewing the coffee now.
So this is a Phoenix 70, and it's a pretty quick pour over method. So I think a Kalita would be closest, actually, because in my opinion, V60 is a little bit slower unless you have those fancy quick papers at home. And it's a 50-gram recipe, and we're gonna add around 220 mils of water. And the water is at 92. But in general, I would always recommend to try and brew as high as possible, because you want to have as much extraction as you can get in. So that's my tip or my opinion about brewing.
Yeah. I don't usually like to go higher than 92, but if you're saying that it's good to go higher sometimes, I'm happy to.
Yeah. I think a 92, 95 is it's always better to be as high as possible, because you get more extraction. And in my opinion, a coffee is about getting the right balance, but you have to have a lot of sweetness, because that's what's the most pleasant thing about the coffee, and you'll get as much extraction, especially with light roasts, if you use a high temperature. So I'll do a bloom first.
Of how many grams?
25.
Okay.
And I'll wait at least 30 seconds for it to absorb the water. And then, well, it depends a little bit on the coffee. And we just started with this. It's a new crop, so I haven't fine-tuned it that much. But I usually do 3 steps.
Okay.
So I start first, and I'll move up to 120.
So this, okay, 120.
In total, just slow circular movements.
It is fast. Some coffees slower. Do you find that different coffees, which coffees in South America are faster or slower, or is it a process? Is it the bean varietal?
It really depends. I think what has most influence is roasting style, because if you roast a little light, then it's possible that the brew is clogging. At least that's what we experienced. Yeah. So, and this is a Pacamara, and it's quite a brittle bean. It's very big, but quite brittle. So you won't have too much trouble. It should have a really even and good extraction.
Yeah. The second pour is to how much?
180.
Okay. And
I already did my third.
Yeah, me too.
At 1.5, I did my third, and I'm now at 225.
And what do you think the total run time will be, approximately? 2.5?
I think I'll end around 2.5.
Yeah, there it is. 2 minutes 30.
Yeah, it's done.
Done.
You also?
Yep.
Is yours done, Tim?
Mine's ready. Here we go. Okay.
Nice.
So, aroma. Mmm. Getting some hints of that wine grape to taste in the aroma. And the...
Yeah, I also...
Wow. I'm getting it all.
I mostly have the toffee, actually. It's really...
Yeah.
The sweetness... I think the sweetness worked really well.
This is a great coffee. And I just want to understand as much as I can about it. What's the challenges, do you think, with the honey process? Is it about, because it's what color honey is this coffee?
It's something that Mauricio doesn't define. He's, I think he's a really really lovely person, but I always find it intriguing that he's not as far as I know him, he's not the kind of person that's very how do you call it, methodical in doing things. He's more onto the feeling and doing it like that it feels right. So he doesn't specify the white or the red honey or black honey. He just makes his honey, and then it's a honey. I think it results in a very this very clean cup, which is interesting for me, because it's, if you have a little bit of the tropical fruits, because we described it as a mango flavor. This is from the honey process. It's not something that's in this coffee from itself. So the Pacamara itself would be very toffee, chocolatey, sweet coffee with a nice acidity. I think it comes out in this cup like grape-like. And the honey process adds this tropical note to it, which has more sweetness, a little bit of funkiness, but it's, I don't know. I think if you would cup this together with other coffees and with other honeys, I don't know if you would recognize it as being honey. Well, great talking to you, and I think it was very much fun actually to brew together and talk about it. It's works really well. Thanks a lot for featuring us, and I hope everyone enjoys our DIVISADERO roast.